podcasters and friends. Becca here,
Colby Grant.
here to talk to you guys about some more business stuff,
And entrepreneur stuff.
which is so fun.
I mean, it is. It's a learning experience. Learning through us, learning through you, learning through everybody that's also going through the same journey as us. And working together to get better each day. In this case, each week, since we're doing it every week. So
Yeah, so that kind of goes with what we're going to talk about today. We're gonna talk about growth and support, really, from your family, from your friends, from your work colleagues. You know, pretty much all around, and how it goes hand in hand with starting your own business. You know, trials and things that you're going to
trials and
face.
tribulations,
Trials and
and
tribulations.
thinking if you're going to be able to make it, if you have enough support to even keep going through it. I think the biggest thing with support, in my experience, or maybe people's experience that I've seen, is not getting that support from people that you think you're going to get support from.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, how do you get one of your friends to say, or you could think of like one of your good friends, and you know, hey, you're starting a new podcast, you're starting a new venture, whether it's, you know, photography, maybe you want to get into YouTubing, stuff like that, and getting your friends to actually support it without them like saying, oh no, that's stupid, I'm not going to share it.
And also, like, not like annoying them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to like ruin your friendship with them, which it wouldn't ruin your friendship with them, but like if you like pester them too much about, you know,
Hey,
what
did
you're
you-
trying to do, you know,
Yeah.
they get a little like,
Did you subscribe? Did you like? Did
Right.
you follow? Can you share, please?
yeah, and they're like, yo, leave me alone.
Yeah,
But
it can be. I can say it can be hard because you want that.
I would say try to do it without them. You know, like they'll be there to support it once they see you growing.
But then I mean, to some people's eyes, it's kind of like, well, they don't care about it until like I'm successful.
Yeah, that's true. But most people don't. I mean, if we're being like 100 right now, most people are like, you know, oh, cool, you're starting a business. And then once you're successful, they're like, oh, cool, what kind of discount can I get?
Yeah,
You know?
that too. I mean, even with you could say with me with tutoring or with you photography, it's kind of like, oh, I see you taking off. Do I have to pay that much
Right.
for, you know, a picture or like
Yeah.
for my tutoring?
I get it all the time.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's one of those things. It's kind of like, I mean, if it's one of those things that you're supporting them since day one, then yeah, probably. But if you're like, if I haven't seen you share anything, post anything,
And they just like pop in like your DMs, like, yo,
yeah, I need pictures taken. Oh,
for
no.
the free.
Yeah, or can I get like, can I not pay as much as you charge?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, no, I'm not giving you a discount. Like, this is my price. And I can say I'm kind of lenient per se, but not with tutoring because I have to pay my tutors a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, like with the pictures and editing, like I'm just starting it again. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be lenient for now. So like, if you know me, if you want a picture edited, let me know. But
Yeah.
if you're going to Becca, you're probably not gonna pay, you know, what I would charge you. Just
Big
because
bills, baby.
Yeah,
That's all I want. Some
we-
big bills.
I'm not at that level yet with photography or.
You're gonna get there though.
Yes, eventually. Hopefully, this journey will show my growth. Grant Visuals on Instagram. You should go follow. So
He takes any opportunity to plug any of his businesses. It's so
I'm
funny.
actually-
True entrepreneur.
So off topic, go fast. This is about the plug. So when we made the title, one of my tutors in her phone, my name is the plug.
Why?
Because she's one of my assistants / tutors. If you're my dog, I'm sorry. So in her phone, she calls me the plug because I plug all the tutors with students.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the plug.
That makes sense.
So I was like, she was like, you took that from me. I was like, I didn't even come up with it. But yeah. Anyway, so no, I'm always.
People always want to take credit.
Yeah, no. And yeah, so I start everything. So everybody's like, why do you start so much things? And I guess for me, my support would be kind of like, people see I'm doing so much that they're like, oh, well, he has this, now he's doing this. Like, why do I need to support him? Like, he's just trying to triple dip.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay.
But that's just you though. Like that's like what you want to do, and if they're like happy with just their like 9 to 5 not really doing anything else, you know, that's them, and they're probably just, I don't know what's the word for it, like maybe envious that you're so ambitious.
Yeah, it's
you know?
that, and they think that I should just focus on one little thing instead of focusing on 1,000.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just different per person. Like everybody could be like, or like anybody could be like, oh, I want to juggle all these things, you know, and do good in all these things. But they could also just want to do one thing and just succeed, you know, with that one. Hey, what's up, dog? Literally.
No, I mean, I get it. Sorry, I just came back getting my dog. If you hear a little pause, it's Joyce. But anyways, no, you could say people think that I should focus on one thing, and maybe that's where the support doesn't come, because they're like, you should just focus on one thing. But the way that my brain works is I get better with the more things I do, or the more things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great. I work like that too. Like I love to have so many things going on, you know, and it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
And like I've even like this weekend with the whole coronavirus, like being at home, being at house, and like I haven't done a podcast in like a week. I've already edited all my clips, my videos. It's kind of like, okay,
You're twiddling your thumbs.
yeah,
like,
I'm
oh god.
like, all right, now I'm about to start something else. Like, what is it? And then I'm thinking, okay, everybody's in like,
Oh, you're gonna be out of school next week, aren't
I'm
you?
gonna be out of school probably for a while. I think it's gonna be.
Are they gonna do online school for the kids?
They talked about before we left. They asked if we've used Google Classroom. I've used it, so my kids are used to it. So like, if they're like, hey, you need some assignments home, I'm able to. Like, some teachers haven't even used it.
So what have they declared right now? Like a couple of weeks?
Well, our spring break is not until March 23rd, so the last week of March. So we have this coming week, which is the 16th off. So if you're listening to this Monday, I have this week off. Then the following week is spring break, the week of 23rd. But I feel like everything will be, they'll know more stuff by the end of spring break. So if we end up like Germany or Italy, then we don't know when we'll go back.
Exactly.
So, I mean, right now it's kind of like...
I feel like the next thing he's going to do is shut down in-state travel.
Probably. And, I mean, and what a lot of people have been saying online, like a lot of the people that have a lot of followers and have like a big following, it's kind of like just, this is the time for you to do what you want to do.
Yeah,
like
you have all this free time.
You
like,
have this free time.
Focus it.
Focus it, watch your channel. I mean,
Market yourself, put
watch
together
your
strategy.
Yeah, watch your shows, but also think about, okay, what's something that I really wanted to do? Like, I'm a person that I don't need to wait until I'm just sitting at home doing nothing. I'll just start it.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the people who have that maybe aren't good with time management, or they're so focused on one thing, like, try something.
Yeah, try something new. Use this time to.
And my thing is, if, like, for instance, if you start a YouTube channel, make a bunch of videos, so that way you already have inventory to where you can just post it every week or however you want to do it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It'll get kind of like, I guess, boring after a while, because there's only so much you can do. I mean, like with the podcast, we can do it over the computer if it gets that serious. But just going out, like,
You know, I'm also like thinking about, you know, how we do a lot of small business support stuff. Like they're gonna like experience a deficit during this time, and it makes me feel sad.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and I think I sent that to you.
Like with brick and mortar stores, like they're just not gonna get that much foot traffic, and it might be really bad.
Yeah, and they probably might have to close. I know a lot of them are staying open until like the last minute. But
it would cost more money to stay open.
Yeah,
you know,
might as well just shut down shop. Well, I mean, until it gets to that point, I guess, because I mean, there's still a lot of people going out. But I think I sent you a Gary Vee thing about that, about how he was saying
the PPI.
Yeah, I forgot what the two P's
I think
were.
it's patience, perspective, and
Innovative,
yeah.
I think. And the innovative one was kind of like, I mean, a lot of people can't just change, like, like having a store, I guess.
right.
Because he was saying maybe like try to do like shipping, driving to people's houses.
Oh, like if they sell a product.
Coming up with an online
Delivery.
Yeah, online source,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like most small businesses should already have.
Yeah, that's true.
Like with me, like with the tutoring, like I'm thinking of like the bigger tutoring companies. I don't know if they offer online. So like with me, I was thinking about what he said, and I'm kind of like, well, if I didn't think about doing online my second year of starting tutoring, like I'd have been like, oh well, we can't tutor because parents don't want to go out and meet with people.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of like having that, and I didn't do online because I was thinking, oh, we're gonna have this pandemic. Is that how you say it? Pandemic,
You're
and
close.
I'm very close. Not good words. No, but like I didn't come up with the online to say, okay, something's gonna happen. I need online tutors.
Yeah.
But luckily, like I have tutors that are online that can still help kids with their education. Granted, there's
Because
some
it's all online. Yeah, I would definitely say in this time, like that what we're going through with that coronavirus scare is, even if it's just like hysteria or, it's really going to prevent the spread the more like things are closed down and stuff. But take advantage of social media for sure. Like, with your small business, if you can't keep your store open, if you're a brick and mortar store, like, just keep advertising on your other outlets, your other platforms, so that people don't, not that they'll forget, but like you stay in their mind, like, oh man, I can't wait until this ice cream shop opens after this. I can't wait to take my kid to it so we can get them out of the house.
And even
little
if you
things
can't,
like that.
yeah, even if you can't, because some people don't like posting on their page just because it's certain things that they want to post. So just put it on your story. Let people know that you're still there. Like let them know, like, hey, we're thinking about you guys. We miss you guys in the store. Do something like every other day. Keep it fresh in their mind to where they don't forget about you. So I mean, as I said, with like, how do you deal with like the photography, because parks are shut down. Pretty much everywhere you shoot is pretty much shut down. So what do you plan on doing, and like what is your strategy? Is it just kind of like just sit and wait?
Well, I've actually had like a few of my clients that are coming from like they're still traveling, that my Oklahoma family is still traveling. She messaged me and she was like, are you comfortable with still shooting us when we're there in town? And I was like, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, as long as you guys know that
You don't have the
coronavirus. But I mean, I think I feel okay. It's not like I'm touching them. I don't come in close contact with them. Like I'm pretty much 10 feet away from them at all times. Like I'm not concerned about that in the least bit. But it's definitely like we're doing that shoot on the beach. So what I'm just gonna have to do is maneuver my location, really.
Yeah.
And
But it's
as
also,
a photographer, you can do that. You can shoot anywhere and get a great, outcome.
yeah, unless everything's shut down. So what are you gonna do? Like, so hypothetically, let's say that
Reschedule everything. Like I don't have a choice if it's all shut down.
Yeah, but don't they want those pictures at a certain time because of certain weather, certain like temperature? Is that gonna affect anything? But
I don't think so.
I guess my question is, how do you keep yourself fresh? Do you have extra pictures in the vault?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a big portfolio now that I've been doing it for the past like 2 years, and I've got plenty of content to put out. That's not a problem.
I think that's what the issue. Some people don't have like a lot of content like they're doing. Like for me, like since I am dabbling in photography, but I'm also doing editing and video editing. I can just do that whenever. I can go and edit a picture and just post it. So it's kind of like, okay, I can't take pictures right now, but I can show you I can still edit.
Yeah.
So as we've always said, it's just keeping everybody fresh in your head or in their mind, just in case, depending on how long this lasts. Just because some people think what's happening in Europe is gonna happen here,
And it could. We don't know.
yeah. So it's just being prepared. Don't watch it. Well, I guess watch it because I've watched all the Netflix series, so I have nothing.
You're
to
all
watch
played out.
Yeah. So back to being. We're talking about being supportive, having support, and growth. I guess with growth, I guess this is kind of a hard time to talk about growth.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people's growth, they were probably on like a good incline in like clients and everything, like exposure, and now it's kind of like, okay,
Now that's kind of stagnant with what's going on.
You can't do as much. So,
but on a normal day.
Yeah, I mean, on like a normal day when you keep putting out content, keep being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Even with like the followers, your friends, family, they'll come.
Mm-hmm. They just need to like see it first.
Yeah, and the growth will also help with you because as you grow, you'll grow with more ideas.
Yeah.
I've come up with ideas that might not even help me with tutoring, but could help me with like the photography or the podcast. And sometimes my podcast grows, or this one will grow because I'll see someone else doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, I see where they're doing that. I see why they're doing that because.
That's a good topic too. Like your community, use it. Like use your community, learn from your community.
Even if it's not part of your community, if you see something just and you understand why they are doing it,
mm-hmm.
like you see the value in it, then take it. Like
use their strategy.
Yeah, life's about taking people's ideas. The people call it stealing, but it's not like you're.
I think of it as flattery.
It's kind of flattering because if you know they're following and then you see there's things changing. Like I looked at one podcast and I saw something that they did,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, I got to take it because I understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's say they go on my page like, oh, he's copying me. Hey, I feel flattered. They saw what I did.
It's okay to admire a good idea.
Yeah, it's not like you're stealing raps or anything. It's not like you're being a rapper copying.
But like, don't steal beats and stuff. Yeah, that's rude.
Don't do that. Like, steal ideas. I mean, if you want to give credit. I mean, if it's something like huge, then obviously give credit. But if it's something like small that they probably got from someone, then, I mean, you don't have to give credit all the time unless obviously, you're rapping or.
Yeah, you gotta like do that DJ Khaled thing. DJ Khaled, like
I don't think he does
I got this from Kobe.
Yeah, you could do that.
Except,
it's Pablo Grant.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm thinking about rebranding myself, but that's gonna take a while because everything is Pablo Grant, pretty much. So.
Well, I mean, I think it's important too, like for people to find you by your name because you put your name out there on like all of your outlets. I mean, you have done Pablo Grant, but. I don't know. I'm personally like go by your name.
No, I know, and I thought about that, but then literally everything is Pablo.
My Instagram handle for up until I started Co & Co photography was Ladylike.
And then you just changed it?
I had to because
or did you make a new one?
No, I changed the name because like I didn't want my clients to be like, what? Like some people don't like creativity and they're just like, oh, I'm just going to hire you because you look like a normal person to take my pictures. Cool. I'll take your money, and I'll give you a great product. But like some people will find me as Ladylike and just be like, oh, she's maybe very young-minded, and weird. And,
that makes sense, but some people think Pablo is my middle name. Well, so because it's Pablo Grant. It's not like a random like...
What is your middle name?
Alexander.
Oh.
Marinelli. That's where Marinelli Designs came from.
Oh, Marinelli is part of your middle name. It's not your last name.
No. Part of my middle name.
Yeah, obviously.
So, well, Pablo, I got it. I changed it a long time ago because it was the whole that, like, being a teacher, you don't want your kids finding you.
Right.
Now I don't care because...
It's not like you're
twerking
on Facebook and...
I don't post anything crazy. But
posting booty popping videos.
I've just left... Pablo just because I've liked it, and then my Twitter handle is Pablo Grant too.
That's a good topic. Like, for me, I would recommend all of you entrepreneurs to brand yourself, like brand your name, and then also have one for your business, like in all your separate businesses. But Colby is different in that aspect, and it's okay to be different. Like he wants to put all of his businesses on one website so that people can have like one landing page and be like, oh, this is a man of many trades. He can tutor, he can do photography, video editing,
everything. It's pretty much, it would be similar, I would say it'd be similar to like a YouTube page, but without me like there saying, hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Colby. Here's 60 seconds about me. I do this, and this.
Yeah.
And my thing is,
Which is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong, because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that do a lot of things. They might not share every single thing that they do, but the idea of creating the website was to, like, when I'm passing out business cards.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's like, hey, do you tutor? Yeah, I have a tutoring company.
And then you'd have like 17 business
I
cards.
have, so I just give them, hey, go to this website, click on the tutoring, which will take them to my grant tutoring website.
Right.
Because I'm not obviously changing that.
Yeah.
But then they get there and they're like, oh, he does this. Oh, he has this as well. So it's kind of like pretty much.
I can actually use him for both of these things.
Exactly.
That's great.
So it's pretty much just branding myself. So eventually.
Instead of all of them separately.
Yeah, and at one point, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started, I didn't want to. I didn't want anybody knowing who I was. Obviously, there's a picture of me on my website explaining who I am.
Yeah.
But I didn't want them to put me with the company. Like, if they already knew, then cool.
Yeah.
But if they didn't know, it doesn't matter. But now it's kind of like I don't want to say I've gotten older because I'm old. So it's just something that the more things I do, the more that I think about it. I'm like, okay, I might as well just put all these things together and just put it out there.
Yeah.
Because why not? And I mean, I see where you're coming from, to where it's kind of like.
But me, like, I have one business, and then I have, the podcast and then myself. So, and then I have 2 daughters and a husband. And right now that's like plenty for me to juggle. Like, I'm not going to be adding anything else really, except expanding more of my knowledge in the cinematography field. Yeah. But that also goes hand in hand with my current business. So me, on the other hand, like I've got one business and then I'm focused on this podcast. So for me, like, my strategy works, but for you, that strategy would work better. So, different strategies are okay.
Yeah. And I get it, because I've tried to focus on like one thing.
But that's just not you.
And then my thing is, I won't say I get bored with it, but I get like, okay, I know I'm at my limit with what I have. Now I can't just waste all my money and go buy all this stuff. Well, for instance, the cameras, like the tutoring. I'm at a point to where, like, I am steady and I'm happy. Obviously, I know what I need, and I already have a plan that I obviously need more
to
tutors.
Grow it.
Yeah, I need more tutors.
So if you're listening,
if you're listening and you
wants to be a tutor,
if you're qualified,
you need
you gotta qualify.
There's requirements.
Yeah, so just go to my grant.tutoring Facebook or Instagram and DM me, or you can email me from Pablo Grant as well. Doesn't matter. But no, like, I needed more tutors to where I can promote. I've already gotten into the school systems to where I can send letters home, flyers home to the parents. But why would I do that if I don't have tutors?
Yeah, you have to have like enough to back up the the demand.
Yeah, and so once I get, and most people are like, why don't you get a building? The building costs too much. But my plan is, if I ever do get a building, the building isn't just going to be for tutoring. It'll be a studio. It'll be where I do my podcast. It'll be more than just.
It'll be a lot of things.
Yeah. So it's not just like, okay, I need to make sure I make enough for tutoring to pay off this building. It's like, okay, I have a podcast. I have this. Can I get enough money to pay this building each month? So everything's going to be helping.
And you got to make sure the return on investment is worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, as of right now, like, I'm not even thinking of getting a building. That's maybe like 10 years from now or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because what I'm doing now is, like...
You're pretty remote. You don't really need that yet.
Yeah, and online tutoring is pretty much where it is. Like, obviously, you can't put a first grader, second, or maybe a third on the computer. I mean, you can, but I always tell parents it's not reasonable. It's not smart to put them on the computer. So, I mean, as that grows, my thinking of the business grows. Thinking of my other stuff grows. My other podcast grows. Thinking for this podcast grows. So for me, doing multiple things helps me grow, which hopefully will help get me.
And what's
more
really good is
support.
that like the more businesses you open and you know how like diverse they are, like it creates a healthy economy.
Yeah.
You know, you're adding jobs, you're supporting families. What you're doing is actually really good.
It got really dark.
It did.
But yeah, no, that is. I had something to say and I completely forgot about it.
You should have wrote it in your notes.
I hate
Should have
that.
wrote it in your notes.
No, it was as you were talking about like
Tip from Becca, you guys. Write shit down. I'm sorry, stuff.
No, you already
Is this
said it.
PG-13?
I mean, PG-13 you can cuss. I'm just learning.
You
that.
just can't say the F word, right?
Probably. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
we'll,
not gonna say the F word today,
we'll
guys.
refrain from it. But if we get like
Sometimes I can't help myself.
if we get like 10,000 listen, hey, I'm going back to the local. I'm just kidding. No, I have kids that have to look up to me. Just kidding.
Okay.
No, but as I was saying, like the support from your friends, family. Hopefully, your family is gonna be on board with it. Just automatically.
When you're starting your business, yeah.
But your friends is one of those like, it's weird because you want to ask
Let them come to you is what I'd say. You know, like.
But some people don't think about it.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't think about like with my other Instagram pages, my friend sends me pictures and he's like, "Can you share this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I would have never thought about that, but now I don't send it to everybody.
Yeah.
I send to like the people that I share their stuff, so it's kind of like, "Oh, I did."
But he came to you. Is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and he, I think he goes to a lot of people because a lot of people share stuff.
He's trying to like brand himself.
Yeah, so I mean,
Sounds like.
so with that, you don't want to be, as you said, you don't want to be like needy to be like, hey, share this. Unless it's like your best friend or something like that,
Yeah.
or like your significant other,
Right,
then
yeah.
you can bug them.
Yeah.
But you don't want to like maybe try it once if your friend shares it, then, or you can just say, hey, I'm gonna send you some videos. Like every time I post something, would you mind sharing? If they're like, nah, but all right, that's fine. But don't like use
Don't
that as
overdo
like,
it. Yeah.
oh, they hate me. They're not my friend. They really don't support
It's
me.
not your only outlet because like if you make that your only outlet, then you'll start to get discouraged because people will turn you down a lot of the times. And you know what, but a lot of the times they'll support you, but you know there's gonna be ups and downs if you just fully rely on your family and friends for that support. So I think it's good to try it, and if they bite, then you know that's awesome that they would support you.
Yeah,
But,
and
like,
just and let them know, like say thank you, like hey, appreciate you sharing
support
that.
means everything.
And then eventually they might just do it without even you sending it because they're so used to doing it. It's like, oh, he dropped something, let me post it or let me share
Exactly.
it. And I mean that will also help getting your follows up. And it'll put you more out there instead of using like the Facebook ads as we talked about. Like you can, I've thought about it, but like as of right now, it's just not.
I've done it a few times and it doesn't give me what I want, you know, like, and organically when I post something and I just share it on my personal page and people reshare it and reshare it and reshare it, I get way more likes and follows from that
Yeah.
instead of paying Facebook to, you know,
Find me a
show my
certain-
ad.
And I think I feel like with photography it's different. Like obviously tutoring is like it
It
works.
would probably work for tutoring.
Yeah, for tutoring when I used it worked a lot.
Yeah.
Then I got kind of tired of using it.
Mm-hmm.
So then obviously my shares got more organic, or more people using me, more people saying, oh, use Grant Tutoring. And then when I did the school one, that gave me more return than doing the Facebook. So I know the school system works, obviously, because it's the school system, your tutor,
Yeah.
like people are always looking for different options. So that was also good about doing that. With like a lawn company, like I feel like it's one of those like you just gotta go out there and just like knock on doors.
Right.
Tell
Or
people.
just like I hate to say like pamphlets and flyers, but like
Sometimes
when
you
you
got
put
to.
those like on people's little doorknobs and stuff, and you know old Miss Susie, you know, lost her lawn guy, like she's gonna call you.
Yeah.
You know.
And then like I mean, what else? What other things are there besides lawn? I'm trying to think of all
I
that.
just got one actually yesterday because our driveway is pavers. He put a little, it's like a door tag on my doorknob, my front door, and it said your driveway $500 to like pressure wash, clean, make
Yeah.
it look nice. Because you know, like weeds can grow in between those papers, but you know, he had his pamphlet, like it was professional looking front and back, and then he just put your driveway $500 on it. And like to me, that's a great idea because I don't have the time to meet with you and talk to you about this.
Also,
just tell me what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I would call that kind of like a unique job that most people don't think about, because I don't think about
Pressure washing.
my house. I mean, I think about it when I see, like, once my house gets to a certain like, disgustingness.
Right.
That's even a word. But then I think about, oh, I should pressure wash. But then it's like, oh, well, I have blood. So like pressure washing.
Remember that one guy that dropped it on my
he already told
doorknob
me
and
how
now it's
much.
in our junk drawer.
Exactly.
Let me go pull that out
So like
and call him.
pressure washing, lawn mowing, mowing the lawn or whatever.
Right. Like laborious work is pretty
or
good
even
for
like
door to
editing,
door.
even editing videos. Like I watched this one dude, and he was like, you just gotta go out there and just ask. Just be like, hey, like this is what I do. Like obviously, I have videos ready. Like I have 2 that I actually made, like by myself that I actually shot. And then I have 1 that people sent me videos and I created it for them. So I have 2 kind of,
So you're just building your library right now.
yeah, because I'm not really like promoting it as much as probably you would, just because I do have a lot of things going on, so I don't want to like overbook myself, but I am like, whenever I get free time,
It's a balance.
So, and I feel like I have a good balance. But yeah, I think pretty much what we're pretty much saying to you guys is the more you work, the more people will obviously support you.
Let it grow.
And
Let it grow.
I knew you were gonna do
Let
that.
it grow. Sorry guys, I'm a Disney freak.
So yeah, I mean, as you grow, your thought process of what you want your business to do will grow, which obviously will bring in more support. Maybe not the support from the people that you are closest to you, what you want, but all you really want is support. Whether it's Billy saying, "Hey, I like what you did,"
Right.
Or
randos.
Yeah.
Randos to me are more important than like my family and friends support. I'm just saying. I'm
and
throwing
that's-
that out there
and
really
that's
quick.
kind of like what the goal is, to getting random people to see your stuff and like it and follow it and believe that you...
And then use your company for something.
Yes.
Like that's
use your company, watch
amazing.
your YouTube videos, follow your Instagram. And I have a coach, last thing. I have a coach. He has a YouTube page, Coach Mac. He has 18,000 subscribers. I convinced him to do a podcast, and I was like, dude, you should do a podcast. You like all this stuff. And for his YouTube videos, he gets about 500 to maybe 1,000 per video.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing really well. We transitioned to podcasts, and he doesn't get as many views or likes or listens as he does on his regular YouTube.
It's different though because
And-
that's like more visual.
Well, and he has a certain audience. His audience only wants football on the whiteboard, stuff like that. And I was like, you don't know until you try. So I convinced him, he did it. And pretty much the moral of this story is, if you have a big following like me, I have a big following with Grant Tutoring. I'm doing grant visuals. I'm not getting that support that I am with Grant Tutoring. I'm not getting all these people asking, hey, can you take my picture? Hey, can you edit this? Can you do that? I have to understand that I'm starting over.
Right.
This is a whole
you have to
nother
let it
trail.
grow.
And it's kind of like what I told him. I said, hey, this is a whole new thing. You know, you're not going to get all of the things that you have with your YouTube channel. Like, that's always going to come.
It's
You're
not
pretty much
overnight.
starting over. I mean, obviously, we just started, so we're still trying to figure out what we're doing. Play Fast Podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Here we go. With the
Spotify.
plugs again.
But yeah, I'm pretty much like he's going through like what I'm going through. You're starting over, and you just figure out, all right, what do you want? What audience do you want to create, or what audience do you want? So yeah, if you already started something and you're like, oh man, I have this big following, and then you're like, you know, I'm going to move on to something different. You got to remember it takes time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to
The
blow
support
up
will
overnight.
come.
Because I've been tutoring since 2017, and
Here you are now.
here I am.
3 years later.
Yeah, I'm still building, still trying to get bigger.
Still growing.
So you just can't stop. You can't stop after like a month or two. You just got to keep going. I mean, after a year, maybe reassess what you're doing. But try to make it a year. Try to make 1 year and see where you are. A lot of things can happen in a year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. Look, we're sitting, well, we probably shouldn't be sitting in the same house. But we're sitting in a house with coronavirus everywhere. So there's that. All right. So thank you for listening to this wonderful corona-free episode of Jacksonville Entrepreneurs. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If you're looking for us on Instagram, it's Jacksonville Entrepreneurs. Facebook is at Jacksonville Entrepreneurs. You can find us on Instagram where?
At Jacksonville
No,
Entrepreneurs.
what's yours?
Oh, my Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
yours.
Becca Stevens.
Yes.
You'll see the link at the bottom of the screen.
Yes, mine is Pablo Grant. Obviously, the link will be there. Or if you want to look at my visuals, Grant Visuals.
Cohen & Co. Photography with a K.
So, Grant.tutoring. That's the same as Instagram and Facebook. So, if you're looking for a tutor, if you're not in the Jacksonville area, we do have online tutors. If you're a college student or you're a teacher and you're listening to this, you're like, hey, I want to make extra money, send me a message on either Instagram or Facebook. Make sure you have your resume.
Slide in his DMs. is
Slide
what
in
I
my
say.
DMs with your resume, and I'll hit you back. It'll be me. It's not going to be anybody else. So, as I said, thanks for listening. We will catch you next week.
Okay, love you. Bye.